Director of The Help and the upcoming James Brown biopic, Get On Up, has just signed on to direct the upcoming film in the event of moon disaster. When Pulitzer Prize-winning author and presidential speechwriter William Safire died in 2009, a speech called In Event of Moon Disaster was discovered in his papers. Written in 1969, the speech was to be read by President Nixon in the event that the Apollo 11 mission to the moon was met with tragedy. Excuse me. That speech is the inspiration for this film, which plays out as a fictionalization or alternate reality of the events. Amy Rose, do you like the concept for In the Event of Moon Disaster?
I think it's fascinating. I'm completely on board with this. I'm a huge history buff, and a time in history like this, I love watching, in film, the growth and evolution of mankind. And it's just fascinating to me how they would have a backup plan if it didn't work out. And, we know Neil Armstrong and Aldrin, and we know facts about that, but what if it didn't go well? So that fascinates me. And Taylor is phenomenal. He's a triple threat. He acts, he writes, he directs, and if he's attached to this, I also have a lot of faith that it's going to be really interesting. And I also think he'll make it as historically accurate as he can. So yeah, I'm on board with this. This sounds really fascinating to me.
I'm completely on board with this for a couple of reasons. Number one, Tate Taylor.
Yeah.
I remember walking out of my first screening of The Help. It was at the Disney lot. And I walked out and immediately pulled out my phone, and I was under embargo, so I said, I can't say which, but I just watched a movie that reminds me about why I love the movie so much. And that was just something that Taylor was able to give, right? And I'm really looking forward to Get On Up. But the other thing is this has very much of an Inglourious Basterds feel to it, right? This whole thing, it's gonna be historical, but we're gonna reimagine history, something horror. Now, I don't know if some kind of alien's gonna pop up out of the moon, but something's gonna go wrong. And they're going to change history here, and I think that's pretty cool. So I just because Taylor, I'm intrigued, and the story itself, with twisting the history a little bit of Inglourious Basterds stuff in there, I'm on board, Christian.
I'm on board also, because it's Tate's version of Apollo 13, if you will. And so we get to see, I love that. I was going to say Inglourious Basterds as well. I wish they'd do more movies like that, to where this is what could have happened. Like, there's a lot of comics that do the what ifs and... Martin
Luther King, Vampire Hunter.
Right, like,
That's actually.
But there's stuff like that I would like to see. There's so much material there for them to be able to do, like what happens, what that meant for us as a country. Does that mean that now the Soviets did it first? Like who did it first? So there's a lot to explore there. It's an exciting idea.
Hey, Rose? Oh,
what does the speech say is the question.
Well, what excites me about it is that this isn't just an historical event. This is like one of the most culturally defining events for this country for the 20th century. It's so iconic. Everybody remembers One Small Step for Man, One Giant Leap for Mankind. I mean, this was an event that changed the course of history. So it's not just like any historical event. This is one of the biggest. And I love outer space, so I'm very curious to see what they're going to do. The guy that wrote the script, Mike Jones, this is a blacklisted script, which means it's probably pretty good if it made it to the blacklist. And also, he said that he wanted to do something that wasn't so much Monsters on the Moon, but more Hunt for Red October. Which I am so into. So yes, I'm on board.
They actually find George Clooney floating around out there.
There you are!
Can we throw Brad Pitt, Arrivederci in there too? I'm really into that.
Hey everyone, if you liked this video, click that thumbs up button and make sure to subscribe to our AMC Movie News YouTube channel. It's free and helps you stay up to date with all the latest movie news, as well as our daily AMC movie talk show. Also, make sure that you follow us on Facebook and Twitter to stay up to date with all of our special promotions, contests, and prize giveaways.